the end of lockdown. So I've got my bag. I'm ready to go on a trip somewhere. I would just love to go for a drive. So I'm thinking I'll pack some snacks and maybe my Bible that I can read under the shade of a tree somewhere. That would be exciting. Oh no, I've just heard we've got another month of lockdown. Another month. Well, there goes my idea of going for a trip. Can't go anywhere. Got to stay home and stay safe. But you know what? In our lesson today, we're hearing about somebody that did go for a trip. He went for a very strange trip because he didn't actually know where he was going. A mystery trip. But maybe he should tell you himself. I've got a special guest in my bag. How exciting! Here we go. Ready? I'm going to tip him out. Ready? Hello. My name's Abram. I just might need a stick because I'm a bit old. Carol told me that you were having a story about my trip. Well, let me tell you, my dad had taken us to a place called Haran. Me and my wife Sarai and my nephew Lot. He had taken us there and we'd stayed there for a while, and then God said to me, Abram, I want you to go to a land that I'm going to show you. So he didn't tell me whereabouts it was. He just said, I want you to go to a land I'm going to show you. And then he said some wonderful, wonderful things that made me so hopeful. He said that I'd become a great nation. A great nation. And that my name would be great. That he would make my name great. And that he'd bless people that would be kind to me. And people that were mean to me, he would curse. And then he said something very strange. He said, through me and my family, all people everywhere would be blessed. All people everywhere. Well, I packed my bag. Me and Sarai, we packed our bags. Sarai was very old. I was 75 and she was 65. And Lot said, well, I want to come too. So he came with us. So we packed our bags and we headed off to the unknown. We were just being led by God. And we came to this land and to a place called Shechem. And in Shechem, God said that this was the land that he was giving us. Oh, it was so special, so wonderful. And so I built an altar, kind of like a barbecue. And I said I thanked God that he chose me to do that. And then we went down to another area of Canaan, and again I put up another altar to thank God for where he was leading me. Wasn't all smooth sailing, let me tell you. Because one of the promises that God said that he would do was that he would make me into a great nation. You can't have a great nation with just me and my wife, Sarai, and my nephew, Lot. That's only 3 people. Can't make a great nation from 3 people. But you know what? I trusted God that what he said would happen. And you'll hear more about that later, I reckon. But just remember that whatever God says, he will keep his promises. So whatever he says he'll do, he will do. So you probably know more about what happened to me than I do. You probably know who the blessing is that God promised that through me and my family, someone would come that would be a great blessing to all people everywhere. I reckon you probably know who that is. But right now, I'm going to climb back into the suitcase and have a little rest because my back's killing me after being squashed up in the box and coming out. But I have to go back to my wife. So I'll see you later. I'll just climb back in here. See you, mate. Wow! That was exciting. Hey, did you get to see Abram, or Abraham as we know him now? Did you get to see him? Did he tell you what his journey was like? I bet it was exciting. Well, he's not in lockdown like we are. Do you remember last week we were talking about the people and how they were all in one place and they were building a tower because they wanted to be all together. They wanted to work together, all together, and make a name for themselves. Do you remember that? With Abram, God promised him something. Do you remember what the promise was? He promised him land, didn't he? This is the sign for land. He promised him land that he was going to show him. And then he promised that he would make him a great nation. This is the sign for nation. He would make him a great nation. That means that he was going to have a large family. That's right. This is the sign for family. He was going to have a large family. That sounds so different to last week, doesn't it? The people wanted to stay together, to be a large group of people, a large nation. They wanted to stay together. Why? Because they wanted to make a name for themselves. Now, Abram was sent out to a land that God had promised him, and he was going to grow into a great nation. That's a lot of people together, a huge family of descendants. That's different to last week, isn't it? This is part of God's plan that he's showing us. So he was going to be a great nation, a large family. And do you remember his name? This is the sign for name. His name was going to be great. Now the people last week, they wanted to create a name for themselves. But this time, in this week's lesson, we hear that God is going to make Abraham's name great. He's going to make his name great. Not Abraham making his own name great, but God is going to do it. And God is going to do something else. Do you remember what the other thing was? Yeah, blessing. This is the sign for blessing. Through Abraham, all nations will be blessed. All nations will be blessed. That's so fantastic, isn't it? Now, do you know who that blessing is going to come through? Maybe this might help. Who's going to be our rescuer to give us blessing? Who's going to be the rescuer to give us blessing? It's Jesus. That's right. It's all from Jesus. So I want you to think, what do we learn about God from this week's lesson? From from God's promises to Abraham. What do we learn about God? How is it better with Jesus? How is it better with Jesus? And how is that going to change the way we live? Now, I was really upset when I heard that we have another month of lockdown. Oh no, another month without seeing your beautiful faces. But from this week's lesson, it reminds me that God keeps his promises. He will bless those that follow him. So I know I want to trust in Jesus, and I know that's what's going to get me through. I'm going to trust in Jesus, trust that he will keep me safe, trust that when we're able to meet together, we will all be safe. But while I'm waiting for that time, I'd really love to see some of your faces. Maybe you could send me a picture of your face, or maybe you could do a video, just like I'm doing a video for you. Maybe you could send me a video of yourself and your face. Look out for the pack. It's attached to the YouTube link, or it'll be in your email box. In that, there'll be some songs that you could dance to, just to have a bit of fun. Remember my laugh spot. Hope it's making you laugh. And I'll see you next week, hopefully. Bye.